Let's get real for a second. No matter how confident or independent a woman seems, there are hidden weaknesses that every man should know about. This isn't about manipulation or playing games. It's about understanding human nature and knowing where vulnerabilities lie. And guess what? It's not the obvious ones like insecurity or jealousy. Those are just the surface. The truth is, women, just like men, have their weak points. And when you know what they are, you can navigate relationships with far more confidence and understanding. Now I know what you're thinking. Why should I focus on weaknesses? Shouldn't I be supporting her? And yes, of course you should. But understanding these weaknesses doesn't mean exploiting them. It means recognizing the psychological factors that drive behavior. Knowing where someone might falter gives you insight into how to connect with them better, how to communicate more effectively, and how to avoid making unnecessary mistakes. So, why is it so important for men to understand these specific weaknesses in women? The answer is simple. Relationships aren't always smooth sailing. Misunderstandings happen. When you're equipped with knowledge about where a woman may struggle emotionally or mentally, it becomes easier to approach tough situations with empathy, confidence, and wisdom. Plus, it lets you see through the games people play, because let's face it, everyone plays them. This isn't about turning women into puzzle pieces to solve or being disrespectful. It's about knowing what makes them tick. Whether you're trying to build a better relationship, improve your dating life, or just communicate better. Understanding the top weaknesses women have will help you become a more aware and successful partner. In this video, I'll walk you through the top 5 female weaknesses every man must know. These aren't things they'll openly tell you, but they're powerful enough to change the way you approach relationships. So stick around and learn the inside secrets that will make you a much more insightful man when it comes to understanding women. Emotional validation is her kryptonite. Emotional validation is her kryptonite. Women often seem strong and independent, but beneath that exterior lies an undeniable truth. Emotional validation holds immense power over them. Whether it's a casual relationship, a deep friendship, or a committed partnership, women crave a sense of being seen, heard, and valued emotionally. It's not just about compliments or grand gestures. It's about showing that you truly understand her feelings and experiences. Here's the twist. Emotional validation isn't the same as agreeing with everything she says. It's about acknowledging her emotions without dismissing or minimizing them. For example, if she's venting about a stressful day, your instinct might be to jump in and offer solutions. But that's not what she needs. Instead, simply say something like, "That sounds so overwhelming. No wonder you're upset." This small shift lets her know you respect her emotions, making her feel safe and valued. Why is this such a significant weakness? Because emotional validation isn't something women easily get from everyone. Many people brush off their concerns or label them as too emotional or overreacting. When you step in and fill that emotional gap, it creates a powerful connection. She feels drawn to you, not because you're solving her problems, but because you're providing what she truly needs, understanding. But here's the catch. Emotional validation is not a tool to manipulate. It's a genuine way to connect. If you fake it or use it strategically without sincerity, she'll eventually pick up on it, and that connection will crumble. True validation comes from listening actively and making her feel like her thoughts and emotions matter, even if you don't always agree. Imagine this scenario. She comes home frustrated because her boss didn't appreciate her hard work. Instead of saying, "Just let it go," "It's not a big deal," you respond with, "I can see why that would bother you. You worked so hard, and it's unfair not to get the recognition you deserve." In that moment, you've validated her feelings, and she feels understood. You didn't have to fix the problem, you just had to show empathy. When you understand the emotional impact of validation, you unlock a deeper connection with women. It's not about changing who you are, but recognizing this profound need and respecting it. That's how you build trust, emotional intimacy, and a sense of safety. The fear of losing control. Another significant weakness you need to understand is the fear of losing control. On the surface, many women may seem perfectly in charge of their lives, balancing work, relationships, and personal goals. But deep down, the idea of losing control, whether it's over their emotions, circumstances, or even relationships, can create anxiety. This fear doesn't mean she wants to control you or everything around her. It's about feeling secure and stable in her environment. When situations spiral out of control, it can make her feel vulnerable and exposed. For example, If there's uncertainty in a relationship, mixed signals or unclear intentions, it can trigger a need to regain control, often in ways that may seem irrational or overly emotional. So, how do you handle this? The answer is simple: consistency. Women thrive on emotional consistency. If your actions match your words and you communicate clearly, you eliminate the chaos that fuels this fear. For instance, if you say you're going to call, follow through. If you're upset about something, express it calmly instead of withdrawing. These small gestures of stability go a long way in easing her fear of losing control. At the same time, it's important to create a space where she feels like she doesn't need to control everything. Show her that you've got things handled too. For example, if she's always the one making plans, step up and surprise her with a well-thought-out date or solution. This isn't about taking over, but sharing responsibility and showing reliability. Remember, the fear of losing control isn't a weakness to exploit. It's a chance to build trust. When you show her that she can lean on you without losing herself, you create a bond rooted in respect and reliability. Overthinking and the endless loop. Let's talk about overthinking, something nearly every woman can relate to, whether it's analyzing a simple text message or replaying a conversation from days ago. Overthinking is a mental loop that can take over her thoughts. Why is this such a big deal? Because overthinking is exhausting. It creates doubts, insecurities, and unnecessary stress. And the worst part? It's often invisible. She might seem perfectly fine on the outside, but inside she's spiraling through what-if scenarios. So, how can you help without being dismissive? Start by recognizing when she's caught in an overthinking loop. If she's obsessing over something minor, resist the urge to say, "You're overthinking it," which only invalidates her feelings. Instead, gently ground her. For example, if she's worried about how a friend reacted to a comment, you can say, "I understand why you're thinking about this so much, but from what you've told me, it doesn't seem like a big deal to them. You might be reading too much into it." The key here is reassurance. Overthinking often stems from uncertainty or insecurity. By providing clarity or a fresh perspective, you can help her break the loop. But remember, don't try to fix her thoughts or rush her process. Overthinking is part of how she processes emotions and situations. Your role is to be patient and supportive. The desire for emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy is another significant factor. While men often value physical intimacy as a primary connection, for women, emotional intimacy often holds equal or greater importance. This isn't just about sharing feelings. It's about creating a space where she feels truly understood and valued. If she senses that emotional intimacy is lacking, it can become a source of frustration or distance. She may not always vocalize this need directly, but it often manifests in subtle ways, like seeking deeper conversations, asking about your feelings, or craving quality time together. To meet this need, be proactive about opening up emotionally. Share your thoughts, dreams, and even vulnerabilities. Let her see the parts of you that you might usually keep hidden. This doesn't mean you have to spill everything at once, but small moments of emotional connection build trust and closeness. Here's an example. Instead of just saying, "I had a rough day," expand on why. Say, "Work was really stressful because I felt like I wasn't performing my best. It's been weighing on me." By letting her in, you're showing her that you trust her with your emotions, and that creates a stronger bond. The need for security and stability. Lastly, one of the most universal female weaknesses is the need for security and stability. This isn't just about financial security. It's about emotional and relational security too. Women want to feel safe, not just physically, but in every aspect of life. If she's constantly questioning where she stands with you, or feels like your intentions aren't clear, it creates anxiety. The same applies to other areas of life, like career stability or future plans. When there's a lack of security, it can affect her confidence and well-being. So, how can you provide this? Through clarity and action. Be clear about your intentions, whether it's in a relationship or any joint plans you're making. Follow through on your promises, no matter how small. And when challenges arise, be a steady presence instead of adding to the chaos. Understanding these weaknesses isn't about using them to your advantage. It's about becoming more empathetic and connected. When you recognize the emotional patterns and vulnerabilities that drive behavior, you gain a deeper understanding of not just women, but relationships in general. Now that you have a deeper understanding of these emotional dynamics, take action. Strengthen your relationships by practicing empathy, consistency, and emotional support. Remember, true connection begins with understanding. If you found this insightful, share it with someone who could benefit from it too. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful insights into human behavior and relationships. Let's master the art of connection together.